Hello everyone in YouTube land, we love Rosen back here, Crazy Ass Videos, back for part 2 of my Resident Evil talk. I had to rewatch the ending of my video, part 1, see where I left off. I was saying something about people don't want to see the same thing over and over again, but I can move on to something else here. This is going to be my last part obviously, so my camera battery died, hate when that happens. I don't normally do multiple parts, so. But anyways, this series, I'm glad I'm kind of doing a part 2. I was going to try to keep this short, but the series needs tank controls. It really does. The series needs the old tank controls back. They're not outdated at all, alright? I mean, Capcom has said this before, this gameplay is outdated, and obviously it changed it a couple years ago with Resident Evil 4, and it worked for that. Resident Evil 4 was a reboot, pretty much, and it worked. It was great. But it gets tired. Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6, it just gets old with that same over-the-shoulder thing. Look at Resident Evil 3. It was the same tired old stuff from Resident Evil 2. It was just in the city. And Resident Evil 3 was a Resident Evil 3 Nemesis. That was a really short game, too, compared to Resident Evil 2. It took place like a couple hours right after Resident Evil 2. And, yeah, but, I would love to see the old tank controls back. Those awesome backgrounds that they had, especially with Resident Evil Remake and Resident Evil 2 Zero. They had those awesome backgrounds. I mean, everything just looks so amazing. And obviously the series is known for its atmosphere and the setting, and no music is playing in the entire game pretty much. Just quiet, still. Those tank controls worked. That's why this series worked. You didn't know what was coming around the next corner, the next door. I would love to see that. Opening doors and seeing the door open and everything. We haven't seen that in a long time in the series. And that's what makes horror scary. You just don't know what's coming around the next corner, Everyone, especially the original Resident Evil, the dogs breaking through the windows. No one expected that. No one knew that was coming in. That was one of the scariest things ever. Same with the liquor on top of the ceiling of the police station in Resident Evil 2. I mean, that was fucking scary stuff. I love that stuff, And, but yeah, it needs tank controls. Yes, horror, it needs it. That's obvious. It needs tank controls. It needs where you open doors. A lot of people didn't like that because it just slowed down the game, but I like that, because your anticipation of what's coming, what's behind that door, It's just amazing, and the series is missing that. It's just constant shooting and running and gunning and cutscenes and shit that doesn't even make any sense, Resident Evil 4 did have that a little bit, but it had its great atmosphere and horror, and it was a very intense game. I think Resident Evil 4 was not just scary, but it was just intense. I mean, it was just an intense game. Resident Evil 5 was not intense. It was just dumb action. But Resident Evil Revelations had that. It was like, it felt like I was playing a handheld version of Resident Evil 4, Even though Revelations had its issues, but it was still a great game, It had its own story, and had its slow pacing moments. But who knows what they could do with like a spin-off game for the Wii U. It seems like most Resident Evil games that are on Nintendo systems are real survival horror. Resident Evil Remake, Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil 4, even the Umbrella Chronicles games. Those were, yes, they were real shooters, and they were shooting constantly because it's a real shooter, but it still had its horror moments. But yeah, I don't know. Who knows what a Resident Evil game on Wii U would be like? God, I mean, that would be amazing. Hope they take some pointers from Zombie U. I mean, please do. That game's amazing. I mean, all your inventory and everything, your ammo. And that's another thing. But if they do this new game or reboot or whatever, have very little ammo. I mean, not. I mean, we want to have some ammo in the game. Obviously, you don't want to have a game to be like impossible to get through. Kind of like Resident Evil Code Veronica X. That game was just impossible. I mean, there's no ammo in that game at all. It's just like, where the hell? What am I supposed to do here? How am I supposed to fight that boss, that tyrant? You know, it's just. But they need to have that, like, constantly, you know, worrying about your ammo, you know, and worrying about your supplies and everything. Just, that's what a survival horror is supposed to be. You're surviving. It's just not that hard to figure out. But, you know, who knows? I don't know what else I can say about this. I can have this video. I don't want to have this video go on too long here, but I hope the best for this series and everything, and I'm looking forward to what a RE game is going to be on Wii U, and I have not beaten Revelations yet, so I don't know. I'm still stuck at that boss. I'm at the very ending of Revelations, and people were saying that it sets up a sequel to Revelations. There could be a sequel to it, and bring it on. Go ahead. I want more. I'll have another Resident Evil on 3DS, or, you know, that'd be awesome. Go ahead. But who knows what they could do. Like I said, though, maybe I'm a little more of a fanboy of Shinji Mikami, and like I said, they need him, you know, but he's gone. You know, he's not at Capcom anymore, so he's busy doing his own thing. Anyways, though, hope for the best for the Resident Evil series, and yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Peace out, guys. More videos coming soon. So, later. Bye.